Hello, and welcome to Inventors Quick Tips. In this episode, we're talking about a common but tricky situation. You've got a patent application, and the good news comes in. Some claims are allowed. That means you're on track for an issued patent. But then you take a closer look and realize that the allowed claims are narrower than you hoped. So now what? In this video, we'll break down what this means and explore some options for moving forward. Now, if you've made it this far, you already know that patent prosecution takes time and it's not cheap. Now you've got an allowed claim, and that's good news. But since it's narrower than what you hoped for, what should you do next? Should you accept it? Should you fight for more protection? Or file a continuation application? Now, why does this even happen in the first place? Examiners often allow dependent claims first. Why? Because they're more specific, and that makes those claims more likely to be considered novel and non-obvious. But inventors usually want broader protection, especially when the broader concept is important for their business or competitive edge. So let's talk about option one. Option one is basically take the win, accept the allowed material. Option one gets you a granted patent, and it might not cover everything you hoped for, but sometimes just having an issued patent can offer real value, whether it's boosting investor confidence, strengthening the brand, or creating leverage in the market. In option two, you push back. I almost never recommend this, but sometimes a client insists and we follow their wishes. Why do I usually advise against it? Because circumstances can change, and you could even lose the allowed subject matter and end up with no patent at all. I've seen this happen for two main reasons. First, if you argue, then the patent prosecution continues, the examiner may conduct additional searching and find a reference that blocks the claims they previously considered allowable. That happens more often than you think. Second, policy shifts, whether from court decisions or internal changes at the patent office, can affect what gets allowed. So typically, once a patent is allowed, you get what's called a notice of allowance, followed by a formal issuance a few weeks later. But I've seen cases revoked during that window due to policy changes, sometimes referred to as moving the goalposts. So delaying issuance when you already have allowed claims increases the risk of losing everything. And yes, I've seen that happen too. Option 3 is basically like option 1A. You take the allowed material and get your patent, but before that patent issues, you file what's called a continuation application. That continuation application lets you keep fighting for broader claims while still securing what's already been allowed. If broader claims are eventually allowed, they'll be in a second patent. And for many startups trying to build value, having a portfolio of multiple patents can be a real asset. I see this as a hedge. You lock in the win and keep the door open for getting more. Now, I have had a few clients go with option 2, and we follow their instructions. Sometimes it works out, but it is risky. That's why I usually recommend option 3, locking in the win first, then deciding how to pursue getting more. So in summary, if you get an allowance, but it's not everything you hoped for, consider option 3. It's a type of hedge. You secure what is already allowed while keeping the door open to pursue broader protection. There are different types of continuation applications. A continuation uses the same description as the original application, while a continuation in part may include new material. Most of the time, when using option 3, a standard continuation is what is used. I have some videos that explain these types of application in more detail, and I'll link them in the description along with a video that walks through the allowance process itself in more detail. So if you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe, and thank you again for watching.